Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no. You know, there's just something about retro Disney animation and classic animation that touches my heart every single time. It really captivates me, and I've always loved The Little Mermaid, and I saw visuals of her classic 1989 film popping up on Facebook today, and it got me to thinking about her curiosity and how it separated her from every other Disney princess that was a part of whatever generation you were a fan of Disney. I've been the biggest fan of Ariel for what feels like forever. Second to her was Belle and the portrayal of that character in Beauty and the Beast, and we've seen so many analogies of that classic fairy tale of what feels like forever, but you can't beat the retro classic of that, and everybody's opinion I know sometimes is, overthinking the whole Beauty and the Beast synopsis, but it was gorgeous. It was beautiful in 1991. I was always a huge fan of Rapunzel. That character, her curiosity, how vibrant she was, how so full of life she was. One of the greatest Disney princesses of all time. 258 million in the box office. Just goes to show how far that can go and how far a character and a voiceover can take you. I always had the biggest crush on Mandy Moore for what feels like forever. I was the biggest Boy Meets World fan too. Biggest crush on Topanga Lawrence. I'm a huge supporter of Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner. For those of you who are Descendants fans and who have clicked on this thumbnail today, that's why Ruby Rose Turner next to Rapunzel is the thumbnail. Thank you guys so much for finding my thumbnail yet again today on your drive in a side-by-side through the woods in these 500 videos of Descendants that must be popping up occasionally on your YouTube recommendations. It really gets on my nerves how they do this. They fill up their YouTube channels with bots to affect the algorithm, so their video is pushed further out into the algorithm, and then they find you. So I'm up against 15 million critics on this YouTube channel because I'm a huge Ruby Rose Turner fan. I don't necessarily agree with what a lot of critics are saying about Ruby leaving Descendants behind. Here's the answer to Ruby Rose Turner leaving Descendants. You can take Bridget's character out of it because the story of how the young Queen of Hearts became evil has been told. Even though there's still an opportunity to write endless amounts of chapters to offer an explanation as to why it happened the way that it did, we can have Ruby Rose Turner be replaced by playing the character Rapunzel. She is absolutely gorgeous. She is phenomenally talented, so that is a role for her to have donned, maybe by Descendants 5, and we wouldn't have had to say goodbye to Ruby Rose Turner. I don't know if the writers and producers ever considered that, but let me just tell you this and say this, if I can get away with saying this on this podcast. If I worked at Disney, Ruby Rose Turner would have a lot more opportunities than she's ever been given. Seeing her on the red carpet for the Dumbo premiere back in 2019 is one way of looking at it, but it's not good enough. Seeing her as Cammy on Coop and Cammy Ask the World was good, but it wasn't good enough. She is somebody who is definitely underappreciated, someone who deserves a hell of a lot more credit than what she's ever been given, and I am here on this YouTube channel every single day and night to give these stars the credit they deserve. Kylie Cantrell has been the victim of a lot of criticism for her political points of view. I don't necessarily agree with that either. I think we need to leave Kylie Cantrell's political points of view out of the conversation. It's gone far enough. She has done a beautiful representation of the Queen of Hearts' daughter. I love it. I love it dearly. She was so fearless. She didn't want to take no for an answer. And she ultimately wanted to become something far greater than what her parents ever wanted her to be. And she did it, as the portrayal of the young Queen of Hearts read. I know a lot of people criticized it for the name the character had, how she was all, red, the color schemes, what have you, how it was more like a musical than ever before, since High School Musical blew up and created what was called the Disney Channel Revolution. But I found time in appreciating that. I loved the music from Descendants: The Rise of Red, how it was very different from the other Descendants movies, the original trilogy. Descendants 2 in 2017 had beautiful music in its own right. It had presented a real camp rock, Hannah Montana kind of feel, and was the first Descendants movie of its own right in generation to present that kind of feel. Zombies 4 is going to do it for us in July, on July 10th and 11th, with the premiere globally on Disney Plus and the premiere on Disney Channel happening the night before, so 24 hours apart. But I'm really excited to see, what kind of music we will get from Zombies 4 Down to the Vampires, because it's said to have a Hannah Montana camp rock kind of vibe, which is going to be really exciting. The music video for The Place to Be received its fair share of criticism, and it broke my heart because everybody just immediately resorted to criticism about a music video they weren't giving any time or any chance for. let's give it time, take a chance on it. I love taking chances on mysterious elements that Disney incorporate into franchises, because you never ever thought that zombies would get to a point where we would have 258 million hours of stream time up against Descendants 781 million hours of stream time. It's still separated by quite a margin. But, you know, there are people who watched Zombies, for instance, when they were probably 7 or 8 years old, and now they are in high school. It's 2025, 7 years has passed. Some people started watching it when they were probably 7 or 8. Now there are people who still watch it at 18. I started watching Descendants when I was 25. And I was going through one of the most difficult periods of my life. There were a lot of times I couldn't make sense of my own life and its direction. And franchises such as Descendants and Zombies helped me out of a rut. And more importantly, each and every one of you helped me out of a rock and a hard place, because you guys took a chance on me when you could have took a chance on anybody else's YouTube channel. And you're here because you love Descendants and Zombies. And because I appreciate you for being here and watching my videos all the time, putting my YouTube channel up to over 15,000 plus views and so many subscribers, unbelievable, 3,000 subscribers, I can't thank you enough. I'm just a guy who uploads these videos with no promotion. I don't promote the videos. I just throw them up on social media. I throw in a description, a couple of hashtags, an authentic thumbnail that I designed myself, and I throw it up, and I hope that you find these videos, and I hope that you think this YouTube channel is really cool, and the guy hosting it is really sweet, because that's what you deserve. You deserve to know who the guy is hosting the show by how he tells you his stories about Disney and his infatuation with Disney princesses. You deserve to know what this channel is about and what it details. I've always wanted to convey a positive message on my YouTube channel. Probably I have my mom to thank for that, because she was a school teacher in the school system for over 30 years, and there wasn't ever a night where she didn't beat kindness into my head. And because she beat kindness into my head every single night and taught me to be kind to each and every person out there, and it was still kindness into the minds of people who just need a little bit of extra boost of kindness in their life, I sit behind this podcast microphone every single night, sometimes up until midnight, producing these videos for each and every one of you, hoping to convey a positive message. And if anyone from the Descendants cast ever inspired me to be a more positive person, it had to be either Kylie Cantrell, and if not, hands down, Ruby Rose Turner, who I am going to dearly miss in the Descendants franchise, which is why I'm putting it out there that if there was a character she could have portrayed without a wig, which was really heavy on her head, it could have been Rapunzel, and it should have been Rapunzel. You know, just because she was Bridget in The Rise of Red, the first of the series, which is probably going to have up to 3 or 4 movies produced because of its popularity since 2015, doesn't mean that she can't portray another character. She just doesn't have to be Bridget, and that's it. Just because the characters Sophia Carson portrayed and Dove Cameron portrayed, Nell and Evie, told the story and completed it, didn't mean they couldn't make cameos or portray different characters in the new franchise. Because you're talented, and you're talented enough. There's one thing I know in theater: you're talented enough to tell one story, but you're also talented to tell a completely different one. And I think with Ruby Rose Turner's dance background for 4 years, competing ever since 7 years old in competitive dancing, being on Coop and Cammy Ask the World, projects we've never even heard of, phenomenal music videos. The music video she did for Mirror for Disney Channel was amazing years ago. Ruby Rock was also very amazing and very inspiring. I think she's a star that's definitely underappreciated, who deserves way more than 1 million followers on Facebook. Meg Donnelly is the same category with 1 million followers on Facebook. We can easily up it out of 5 million followers for Ruby and Meg, because they deserve it. They're sitting in the producer chair now for Zombies, of course, herself and Milo Menon, and they're doing a fabulous job putting this one together, shooting scenes for this in the nighttime, sometimes till 5 a.m. I would love the opportunity. There's just something about shooting scenes till 5 a.m. in the morning that sounds awful exhilarating. And I've seen it done before in the past because of my history with theater, and I would just love to have the opportunity to do it. I would love the opportunity to fight Dracula in a couple of scenes for Dawn of the Vampires. Because I've always had this huge infatuation with sci-fi characters, which is why I've never believed the other podcasters out there who are saying they're running out of supernatural creatures to see an introduction into zombies. They're running out of fairy tale characters to see introductions in Descendants. Let me make a couple of suggestions for Descendants. We have yet to see an introduction of Rapunzel's daughter, yet to see an introduction of The Little Mermaid's daughter, Melody. Melody was a beautiful character in The Little Mermaid 2. Let me just say this. The way she could sing songs as Ariel's daughter in The Little Mermaid 2 was absolutely authentic, and it separated her from every other daughter that a Disney princess could have ever had or had the privilege of having in a Disney franchise as successful as what The Little Mermaid was. I'm not just saying it because I was the biggest Little Mermaid fan ever, and I had a huge crush on the voice of the original Little Mermaid, and a huge crush on the voice of the original Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and how many examinations and theories were given about the Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast over the years. I'm saying it because it's just true. It's just fact. You know, if we can have so many people who have seen their introductions into Descendants, we can create more of an opportunity, and there's more of a story to be told when you have characters like Melody, you have the daughter or son of Hercules, you have Hazel Hook coming in there as the daughter of Captain Hook. I believe the nephews of Smee from Peter Pan are in this one as well. They shot the live-action Peter Pan here in Newfoundland, and it was a huge opportunity having the opportunity to have that shot here. It's a beautiful location. I really wish they would have taken themselves up on the opportunity to shoot Descendants here, because I would have had a huge hand in that. They could have came here, lived with me for 3.5 months, and would have never had to have lived in a trailer. There's just something about this Descendants cast that is just so full of life. Sometimes more than enough, it goes underappreciated, but because of the 10 million fans that we have out there who have never ever quit on this franchise, it is truly amazing. And there's just something about Ruby Rose Turner that is just so gorgeous and so vibrant. I mean, she has beautiful hair. She really fits the Rapunzel character, and her personality is just so kind. If there was ever somebody who was an exemplification of kindness in the Disney world or Disney universe, call it what you wish, it is definitely Ruby Rose Turner. And I don't know how you can tell a Descendant story or write a new chapter without her in it. I very quickly fell in love with Ruby. There have been many nights I've caught myself crying myself to sleep every single night that I've known that she's leaving the Descendants franchise. You know, it's one thing to have your original characters, Red and Chloe, coming back, Kylie Cantrell and Mila Baker, but I don't know how they can tell a story with how powerful of a representation of the young Queen of Hearts Ruby Rose Turner gave us and will be leaving us with. I don't know how you can tell a story without her in it, or at least have her be another character that she has yet to be introduced into the Descendants franchise as. Again, Disney is dropping the ball on a lot of creative opportunities with this, especially for so many people who want to keep it alive and love it so dearly. Here's the thing about this YouTube channel that separates it from everybody else's YouTube channel and content, or at least should make a consistent effort in doing it and help you realize and make sense of things. I love telling stories in relation to Descendants. I love telling you stories about my background with theater. I love telling you stories about my opinions on these Disney princesses. I've loved it for forever. I've said time and time again here on this YouTube channel that I've felt like I've been a part of every generation of Disney. I go all the way back to the latter part of the 1980s as a fan of Disney. I've been around for what feels like forever. And some of the very first subscribers that I've had here on this YouTube channel never ever quit on me, so you don't deserve to have somebody quit on you. If anything, you deserve consistency, and what I mean by that is videos that you can look forward to, that you will enjoy watching either by yourself, with your friends, or with your family. And it's been a tremendous honor sitting behind this podcast microphone offering you my critique opinions about Descendants and Zombies, because I know more than anybody else, and every other YouTube creator should know, that you could be on anybody else's YouTube channel, but you're here on this YouTube channel with me. So as the YouTube creator and the owner of this YouTube channel, it is my responsibility time and time again to offer you content that you're going to appreciate, that you're going to keep coming back for more for. Because a lot of people will upload a Descendants video and probably go 6 months, 6 months will pass, and you're wondering, hey, what happened to Descendants videos? What happened to your 15,000 subscribers? I want to achieve consistency. I want you to be proud of this YouTube channel and the content that you're finding on it. And I want you to be a part of this community, because this community is absolutely very supportive, very gorgeous in its own right, and full of so many incredible, talented people who are inspired by dancing, who are inspired by creating music, who are inspired by art. It is absolutely incredible how many walks of life this YouTube channel has touched, how many hearts it's touched, and how much of a diverse feeling this YouTube channel gives me every single time that I upload a video, because I never know who is going to hit the subscribe button with so much talent and so much vibrant. There's actually a horn blowing outside my window. I thought this town was a ghost town. There was a point in time I thought this house was a haunted house, and I was actually Googling, yeah, definitely someone outside. I don't know if it was a car horn or something. But the thing is, I always thought this house was haunted. So when I moved in here, I'd hear banging in the nighttime and stuff, and I said, yeah, this house is haunted. This is the perfect location for them to shoot zombies. I actually live in Newfoundland, and in Newfoundland the population is very low, but the haunted density is very high. This is the most haunted place in Canada, so there are a lot of ghost stories that tie with this place. I think they would have a whole lot of fun shooting Descendants here. Hopefully they'll shoot Descendants 6 here. I'm hoping. I love the title, Wicked Wonderland. I really do. Which is why I don't think that you can't tell this story without Ruby Rose Turner, because her character, the young Queen of Hearts, was so significant to time travel and the effect it had on everybody, the profound effect it had on everybody in the first one. They're saying that she's not going to be a part of it because time travel is left out of it. But again, you can't tell a story about a specific character in just 90 minutes. You can't do it. I think if anything, they could have got away with introducing her as a different character. And I really, really appreciated what she gave to Descendants. That song, Life is Sweeter When You Are, is a song that has been stuck in my head for what feels like an eternity. I can never get it out of my head. Literally every morning that song is on my playlist. I kid you not. Either that or Wind in My Hair from Tangled. The Tangled TV series, by the way, had so many beautiful songs that were sometimes never given enough credit. Mandy Moore is an actress who is a true Disney legend, and if you can put Bill Farmer in the Disney legend category, if you can put Miley Cyrus in the Disney legend category, you can easily put someone like Mandy Moore in there, and it's beyond me why she's not considered one of the greatest and most revered Disney legends of all time. Robin Williams, Bill Farmer will always be in the conversation for the voices of Goofy, Genie, but the thing is, I think there are so many people who have given so much to Disney, really have given up their lives, and they should be. You know, if there was a Hannah Montana of the new generation, I would obviously, hands down, have to choose Kylie Cantrell because of just how dedicated she is to what she's doing. Her songs Goodie Bag and Denim are beautiful. They're blowing up the Billboard charts right now. The special videos that she's been uploading on Kylie Cantrell's official Facebook page is amazing. The fan page is blowing up with endless amount of love and support from fans. I can seemingly never get enough of Kylie Cantrell's music, and her style is very different from that of a Hannah Montana, that of a Selena Gomez, that of a Demi Lovato. I don't even know why I keep bringing up Demi Lovato's name in the conversation when it comes to past and present Disney stars, because she's one who has never done anything from Disney. It seems like she left her Disney past behind her and never looked back since Frozen in 2013 when she did the music video for Let It Go, her interpretation of that. But I really love how, you know, so many stars have been inspired to be a part of the Disney company because of what Miley did. If there ever was a person, let me just say this, who ever deserved to be a Disney legend, definitely it would have to have been Miley Cyrus. She was so beautiful. She was incredibly talented. She could sing anything. The thing about Miley Cyrus that separated her from every other Disney star out there, the Kylie Cantrells and the Dove Camerons of the world, is that she could sing anything. Dove Cameron couldn't. Kylie Cantrell couldn't. She struggled on times, and even Ruby struggled on times. But that doesn't mean that they're not incredibly talented. But if I had to choose one person to be the Hannah Montana of the new generation in this new revolution, it would definitely have to be Kylie Cantrell, which is why, again, I say, if anything, that she does not deserve to be the victim of criticism, or as much criticism as what we've been hearing about her political points of view when it comes to that of Donald Trump. If anything, I'm going to have to fix it and run for President of the United States and address the nation every night at 8 p.m. on YouTube. So Kylie shouldn't have to worry, because every Descendants fan is going to vote for me when I launch my presidential campaign by 2028, and I become the greatest Disney president of all time. I will make Disney Channel mandatory in all homes for those of you who don't have it, because I know there are people out there that can't afford Disney Plus. I will make that possible. I will continue to finance the Descendants franchises, the Zombies franchises. I will give them a higher budget to be able to create more for each and every one of you, because I believe in endless amounts of opportunities to create. I will make it a more fun and more enjoyable experience for those who felt like they had to grow up too quick on Disney, because that was really an issue with the Disney company, a company worth over $158 billion in terms of revenue, and they felt like they had to be under so much pressure, they had to grow up so quickly when they were just 8 years old. I know Peyton List felt like she was under a lot of pressure. Emily Osment felt like she was under a lot of pressure. Debbie Ryan couldn't wait to get away from Disney. Dove Cameron couldn't wait to get away from Disney. She was under a considerable amount of pressure. So what you got to do is you have to make the experience. I mean, this is the first time ever that someone like Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner ever had the opportunity to become aspiring actresses after competing competitively in over 4 years of dancing and winning several championships. And then they go from that to coming into Disney and being subject to such a strict environment, which I never necessarily agree with. If you're going to create something for them, create an enjoyable experience where they're not victims of criticism, create an enjoyable experience where they feel protected, and create an enjoyable experience where they feel as if they're coming off as true inspirations to so many people. And ultimately, that's what I wanted to create with this YouTube channel, is to inspire you to either, I don't know, become a YouTube creator yourself and upload a YouTube channel that will blow my YouTube channel out of the water, which you've got a long way to go to do. But I wanted to create something that each and every one of you could feel inspired by and think that nothing was ever impossible in this life, because oftentimes people are put down, they're bullied, they're backed into what are called proverbial corners. They are deceived by YouTube channels, filling their channels up with bots to affect the YouTube algorithm, because I know how it goes. You're searching Descendants and Zombies videos all the time, or searching specific videos up on your favorite stars like Dove Cameron, Kylie Cantrell, Miley Cyrus, what have you, and you're finding these YouTube channels that are just deceitful and not really offering you what you want. As the watcher of the YouTube video, you deserve great commentaries. You deserve great opinions about Descendants and Zombies, and I've said this as a whole for what feels like forever. You guys deserve better than what you've been hearing, better than what you've been seeing in terms of content. And I just wanted to create that for you. When I moved into this house a year ago, I thought to myself, what could I create to offer inspirational videos and thoughts to people? Put my hand on my chin like this. I came up with a Descendants and Zombies themed YouTube channel, or a Disney themed YouTube channel that was pop culture oriented. I know how people are, you hear too much conversation about the same 5 or 6 celebrities. Taylor Swift is a person who is definitely overrated. So I just wanted to create something that would offer an inspiration to so many people, because I know we've been backed into proverbial corners time and time again. We feel like we have nobody on times. You're bullied, you're criticized, and I didn't want you to have to feel like that when you were watching these videos. If anything, I wanted you to run away with from this YouTube channel feeling inspired. I wanted you to feel as if anything was possible. And when these Zombies and Descendants movies were featured in criticizing videos, and the subject of so much criticism, I wanted to give you something that you could believe in. Hold on to about your favorite celebrities that you have been inspired through, whether that be their music, which sometimes the emotion is really high in, and they use music videos to tell a story, whether that be the script and its powerful representation of how dreams are possible and anything can become a reality. I just wanted to do that through sharing stories about my own personal experiences in entertainment, sharing stories about my opinions that relate to Descendants and Zombies, because if I couldn't do that for each and every one of you, I don't know where I'd be tonight. I really don't know where I'd be today. I don't really know where I'd be without your love and support, which you continue to show to this YouTube channel, which you could be showing to anybody on YouTube. I put so much money behind this YouTube channel, and I'm not even monetized. I don't care if I ever get monetized and the bell goes off for me to achieve monetization, because I put $4,500 plus in this YouTube channel over the course of the last 3 months. Podcast microphones, Logitech Brio cameras. I can only wish that 15 years ago the Logitech Brio was available, and I could have streamed videos about Hannah Montana when I was reviewing that years ago, and I probably have about 10 million subscribers now. But years ago there were no Logitech Brios, there were no high-tech microphones, there was no way to enhance your videos, the programs weren't as up-to-date. I was broadcasting out of my mom's basement. I didn't know if I was coming or going on times. I had a lot of stuff get in the way, and even though I was struggling with a lot of personal issues and opinions about myself and my own right from my friends, my family, you guys never ever quit on me, and I can never thank you enough, because again, you can be on anyone else's YouTube channel, but you're here with me. I went to see the Lilo and Stitch live action a couple of days ago. Ohana means family. It's a little broken, but it's still good. And he believed that, and he held on to that for forever. Even though it was broken, it was still good. And this YouTube channel has pretty much become a family. You guys have become my best friends. I feel as if I can tell you anything. I can tell you stories that relate to Descendants and Zombies, and you guys mean more to me than I can ever put into words, because you have made this YouTube channel a profound success and continue to inspire people who are also fans of Descendants and Zombies, and I can seemingly never thank you enough. I will never be able to express my appreciation the way that I want to each and every one of you who have given me over 3,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. Here's the secret between you and me. I love when I see my subscribers going up. I love to see the endless amount of love and support, and I love to hear stories of how you spread kindness. I love to hear stories about how this YouTube channel is loved by so many people, or become beloved by people that I don't even know about. Every once in a while, someone will comment in a video and they will say, "Great video, awesome work," and I really, really appreciate that, because that feels as if I have achieved a purpose which oftentimes is a constant struggle because it's so hard to get somebody to hit your subscribe button. I can never thank you guys enough. You guys pulled me back from out of obscurity. You became a beacon of light in my life, and I like to believe that I'm a beacon of light in your life because I offer you inspiration to get back on that proverbial horse every time you feel knocked off of it and make something out of your own lives, because that's ultimately what we're here to do. I've always believed that we are put on this earth to help one another. And if anything, the Descendants cast has helped us all become better people. I've definitely become a better person because of Ruby Rose Turner. I know there are times I wish she was here to bake pies for me that look absolutely delicious. Help me build game chairs, which I don't have a clue to do. Even though I assembled this one in over 10 minutes, I'm surprised it hasn't fallen apart yet. I bought it from Costco a couple of days ago because my other one was falling apart. Let me just put it this way. If you're creating a Descendants franchise, make it enjoyable for the fans, but also make it enjoyable for the people who are making it possible. Don't ever make them feel pressured. Don't ever feel as if you're backed into a proverbial corner. If I worked at Disney, a lot of stuff would be different. Because you guys deserve great reviews, you deserve great podcasts, you deserve great opinions, and I just want to be here to give that to you every single time. Because if I can't do it, nobody else is going to be able to do it as effectively for you. I've been the biggest Hannah Montana fan forever. I've been the biggest Kylie Control fan for what feels like forever. God knows I was the biggest Dove Cameron fan in the world. And you guys took a chance on this YouTube channel, and I seemingly can never, ever thank you enough for it. So what do you say we watch this latest Descendants retro footage? I love watching retro Descendants footage from the original Rise of Red about a year ago. I found this video earlier today, and I wanted to show it to you for what I believe is going to be the first time. I get really excited when I watch videos with you guys for the first time ever. Just to let you know, I will be replaying the original teasers that were dropped for Descendants 5 and Descendants 4 in upcoming videos on this YouTube channel, so you're going to want to ring that bell to stay up to date with notifications on what's happening on this YouTube channel, regardless if it's me talking about retro Disney classics like The Little Mermaid and Pocahontas and Tangled, or just talking about Descendants and zombies all the time, because I fell in love with that franchise for over a decade. And thank you guys so much for making me the voice of Descendants and zombies for what feels like forever. So what do you say we watch this footage for what I believe is the first time ever? Don't forget to subscribe to this channel.
And I could see that she was Brandy, not Cinderella. And it was just a big moment of like, oh my god, hi. And also there's something to be said about being on set with that many layers of outfits and like how heavy the hair is. I'm like, she must have been tired. And this, she was just like so excited, and she gave me some really key information about always bring slippers when you're wearing heels. And I have slippers in my bag, like over there. It's like the key info that you need.
And she didn't mean glass slippers. She meant actual slippers.
Just making sure.
So I think some glass slippers in my bag.
Me too. No, she's just.
I don't know about you guys, but I can't help but feel inspired by Ruby Rose Turner. She is just so confident about everything that she does. I know off of camera it may not seem that way, at least in Ruby's mind, because she's been heartbroken after being turned down by so many roles. I know that Meg Donnelly fell into the same category a couple of months ago when Millie Alcott took the opportunity to be Supergirl in the live-action Superman this July. Just to let you guys know, I will be checking out the Superman movie. I know a lot of my friends that are going with me don't want to check this out. Neither do they want to check out the musicals like Wicked for Good that I'm going to this year, which reminds me I got to get advance tickets for that. I was a huge fan of Wicked. I was a huge fan of High School Musical. I've been there for seemingly everything, so I will be checking those out. But I don't think that Ruby Rose Turner should ever feel heartbroken or let down because she didn't really provide us with what she wanted to provide us with when she was turned down for specific roles. There are so many opportunities for Ruby left to create. There is still an open door for Ruby to make a return to Descendants. Again, if you can't give her the role as Bridget or go back in time to reintroduce that character to a whole new generation, you can give her the opportunity to portray a different character such as Rapunzel, who is a character I've been in love with ever since at least 2010, 2011. Rapunzel was just so vibrant. Her mood swings really brought the character to life in a way that I don't think any other CGI'd character was able to be brought to life. And I've just had this tremendous respect for the voices of Rapunzel, such as Mandy Moore. I've been a huge fan of Mandy Moore since '99, and the song Candy, which wasn't yesterday, and Ruby Rock and Mirror were beautiful songs, and Life is Sweeter When You're just blew it up for Ruby Rose Turner on the Billboard chart. I know Chillin' Like a Villain ultimately became the favorite song of the Billboard chart in 2017, directed by Kenny Ortega, choreographed by Kenny Ortega. But if there ever was a song that holds the candle and the torch so proudly for Descendants now, it's Life is Sweeter When You Are, because its message has simply been this for what feels like forever. life is sweeter when you are, and never enough kindness can be passed on to somebody who needs it. Because I can guarantee you right now, there is somebody waiting for a DM from you, an IM from you, a phone call from you, because some people still have phones with dial pads. I don't know. The iPhone is not affordable for a lot of people. But there is somebody waiting for a phone call from you to have kindness in their life that you're just waiting on. Probably somebody you sit behind every day on the school bus, sit in front of or behind in class. Just tell them you love them. That's the best gift anyone could ever receive, because I really believe the words "I love you" are never said enough in this world. And people can criticize me for that, but when I felt let down, I had all of you supporting this YouTube channel, and you made my life a whole lot better, and I can never thank you enough for it. So what do you say we take this opportunity to go spread some kindness right now? Bye, YouTube. We will do it again tomorrow.